does I pass, I'm swimming in your ocean. It's more than just an ocean. I've been running my whole life searching for that special kind of love, the kind that fills me up. Hey, you got me feeling some kind of way. When I am close to you, I lose my way. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. You got me tongue-tied. Hey, you got me feeling some kind of way. When I am close to you, I lose my way. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. You got me tongue-tied. There you go again, creeping in. You call me different, you're a chameleon. Got me something for the word. There you go again. You make me lick my lips with what you're doing. So fly, cannot compare to anyone. Open to explore, we going on the run. Like J and J, we going on the run. La-da-da. Drinking in your potion. Your love is so explosive. Almost too close to grasp. Oh, let's go. So time does not pass. I'm swimming in your ocean. It's more than just an ocean. I've been running my whole life searching for that special kind of love, the kind that fills me up. Hey, you got me feeling some kind of way. When I am close to you, I lose my way. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. You got me tongue-tied. Hey, you got me feeling some kind of way. When I am close to you, I lose my way. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. You got me tongue-tied. What's up, everybody? Underneath the starlit sky, open up to wonder why this space feels good, so in place, feels good for myself and you. The interwoven time has brought us to this space, connected to your heart, connected even more to your art. Summertime vibes, love's got me high. I don't ever want this feeling to go by. Summertime vibes, my skin feels alive. The lush of your touch got me feeling so high. Too much for you, got me feeling too much for you. Got that feeling in my gut for you. Tell me feeling like a rush with you. You got me feeling, you got me feeling, feeling. You've got me feeling, feeling, feeling. What does it mean for us? What does it all mean? The truth is right in front of us, but what does it mean? Summertime vibes, love's got me high. I don't ever want this feeling to go by. Summertime vibes, my skin feels alive. The lush of your touch got me feeling so high. Too much for you, got me feeling too much for you. Got that feeling in my gut for you. Tell me feeling like a rush with you. You got me feeling. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you. Welcome back to the KPC studio.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, so good to be back.
Yay.
You guys have upgraded.
A little bit.
Looks nice in here.
So tell me what all you've been up to lately.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have been writing a ton, and all of this music you're hearing is pretty much brand new. So first time hearing through the radio airwaves. But yeah, lots of writing, lots of touring. Jen and I have been on the road for the past 4 months. Just got back from the Big Island right as it was erupting. So I'm not sure if Acoustic Minds made a big wave there, but we might have.
I see that coming. That was
Nice one. Well, the Big Island's been a source of songwriting inspiration for you guys.
It really has. Well, actually, Maui was the first source, and then I just think anything that really is near the ocean is where we find our most creative moments. And I think we've told you this before in the past. We like to take beach retreats and just write, which a lot of this music was written at the Oregon coast as well. So there's just something about water that makes us all super creative, right?
Yeah, it sure does.
I love how Josh just kind of nods back there.
Well, I'm also trying to make sure that I'm doing my part.
We'll leave him alone for a minute. All right. Talk to me about where everyone can find your music.
Oh, well, we're still online, the ammusic.com, but we're also now all over Spotify. If you look up the AM or Acoustic Minds, Pandora still. We've got our Pandora station rolling strong with all our listeners out there, so thanks for listening. But Acoustic Minds Radio or the ammusic.com is probably the closest. Our Instagram is _the AM, which we do a lot of our like live posts from there, so you can see what's going on the road and just really kind of delve into the personal lives of the Acoustic Minds.
Do you have a preference where people go to stream your music?
I mean, we'd really like to start getting some Spotify followers, so if you want to go there, that'd be really cool. I think we have like 100 so far, so we're blowing up on Spotify.
We're viral for sure.
So, I mean, yeah, you guys go to Spotify and like Acoustic, or follow Acoustic Minds, and be 101.
And 102.
Maybe 103 even.
That's getting crazy. Do you have any upcoming gigs, any shows?
Yeah, we just played the Star Theater 2 nights ago for a really good friend of ours, fundraiser, which was awesome. So I guess we missed that one. But there's one coming up June 8th in Eugene at their new Wildcraft Cider spot. It's a really awesome new venue, and we're playing with our buddies from the Bay, Ultimate Fantastic.
They're amazing. I'm so excited for this show. We've been kind of following them since they got together, and it's a conglomerate of like all of our friends that, of course, just formed this kick-ass band, and then they asked us to open for them on their little mini tour. So we're excited. We haven't played in Eugene for a while, so if there's Eugene listeners out there, come see us June 8th.
Where's the best place for people to go to find out about upcoming gigs?
Facebook is pretty good. I mean, we're trying to do better about creating more events there, but Facebook, so Acoustic Minds Music on Facebook, or Instagram. I try to post a lot of stuff in our stories now. I'm getting new with the story thing. Josh is teaching me.
Nice. Josh is your social media guru.
Not really, but just trying to add a little bit of insight to the mix is definitely a challenge. So we need all the help we can get. Yeah.
Yeah, social media is like its own beast. I think that you know this. It's interesting. You either like get something picked up real quick and then there's this little wave and or you're just like in the abyss of nowhere land, like, hello, we're out here. So it's fun. I feel like that's why we're touring a lot more too, is just to kind of like beat the pavement again and like meet our fans. You know, Jenny and I were touring for years and years, and then when Josh and Aaron joined the band, we started doing more specific shows. You know, you've been to a bunch of them. They're just more driven on like the lighting and the sound and make it an actual event. So being on the road has been really fun because I feel like it's just bringing Jenny and I back to the roots of where we started, and we really love it. The road is not for everybody, I mean, but I think we're kind of vagabonds at heart. So we've had a blast, but that's why we're doing a little more of that and meeting so many new people on the road. It just reminds you to connect more online with, you know, your community. So yeah, we're working it out.
Any fun radio-friendly tour stories?
Well, actually,
You like how I preface that? Because I'm like, wait, I know there's plenty of non-radio friendly ones, but
Yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of shenanigans that happen on the road, of course. Jenny and I just got back from South by Southwest, and we played like 13 shows in 9 days down there. And I mean, from just being able to drag our very weathered bodies after all those shows to places was a challenge. But I think most recently in Hawaii, I ended up, we were adventuring in the jungle, and I kind of bit it really hard. And I think that was like the hardest part of the tour, was just being broken and still having to perform. But otherwise, we keep it kind of PG. We like to drink tequila, so there may be some rage stories occasionally with that, but
We're not PG. She's lying. We are so NC-17.
don't give away our secrets.
Josh, would
Jen.
you like to share any tour stories?
Not really. I mean, I feel like I'm getting like old, and I don't even party anymore. I'm so focused on the music that I have nothing fun to say anymore. We like got it out of our system a while ago, and it's not fun for you or the listeners, but it's the truth. Like, you can't really party that hard and be like, you know, efficient. And well, yeah, it's a fine line. Some people have been able to pull it off, but I find much more success with keeping a clear head and, you know, keeping the partying to a minimum and really making it count when you do, you know?
Absolutely. Exactly.
Good way to go with it. All right, what are we going to hear next?
This is kind of our theme song. It's called Free, and it's written by Joel Little and a band from New Zealand called Broods. They're amazing. Look them up if you haven't.
Let's hear it.
Yes, shout out to Broods, brother, sister bands, sibling bands. We love you. Maybe if you hear this, you can have us open for you on tour.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
Hint, hint.
great.
I lose everything so I can sing hallelujah. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Hallelujah, I'm free. I live my life so perfectly. I've kept you all my life so carefully. I lose everything so I can sing hallelujah. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Hallelujah, I'm free. Gritting your teeth and hold on to me. It's never enough, I'm never complete. You tell me to prove, expect me to lose. I'm pushing away, I'm trying to move. I'm hoping for more, wishing for less. When I didn't care, it's when I did it best. I'm desperate to run, desperate to lead. If I lose it all, at least I'll be free. All I want is your attention, please. I don't need your opinion or your fee. 'Cause the freest I have ever been, I had nothing to show or be seen. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Hey! Gritting your teeth, you hold on to me. It's never enough, I'm never complete. You tell me to prove, expect me to lose. I'm pushing away, I'm trying to move. I'm hoping for more, wishing for less. When I didn't care, is when I did it best. I'm desperate to run, desperate to lead. If I lose it all, at least I'll be free. Gritting your teeth, you hold on to me. It's never enough, I'm never complete. You tell me to prove, expect me to lose. I push it away, I'm trying to move. I'm hoping for more, wishing for less. When I didn't care, it's when I did it best. I'm desperate to run, desperate to leave. If I lose it all, at least I'll be free. It's clear, you think that I'm inferior. Whatever else you sleep at night, whatever else you keep it tight. It's clear, you think that I'm inferior. Whatever else you sleep at night, whatever else you keep it tight. Oh, gritting your teeth, you hold on to me. It's never enough, I'm never complete. You tell me to prove, expect me to lose. I push it away, I'm trying to move. I'm hoping for more, wishing for less. When I didn't care, it's when I did it best. I'm desperate to run, desperate to lead. If I lose it all, at least I'll be free. Gritting your teeth, hold on to me. It's never enough, I'm never complete. Tell me to prove, expect me to lose. I push it away, I'm trying to move. I'm hoping for more, wishing for less. When I didn't care, it's when I did it best. I'm desperate to run, desperate to lead. If I lose it all, at least I'll be free. Hallelujah, I'm free. Thank you. Ooh, this next one's a little sexy. This one's called Fantasize.
Something about those eyes, ooh, always got me thinking, got me hypnotized. Boy, what are you doing to me? No matter what the time, baby, I'll wait up for you. 'Cause boy, you're running through my mind. Baby, I'm just warming up for you. Sometimes I fantasize, I come and stay the night. We take off all our clothes, it's steaming up my mind. You know just what to do, you make me feel so good. Boy, I'm so into you. This feels so fucking good.
Radio edit.
This feels so fucking good. This feels so fucking good. This feels so fucking good, 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 good. Come on now, don't be so shy. I know how you like it. You can come inside. Boy, you look so good to me. Got that magic in your eyes. I can't help but feel it. I'ma give you what you like. Baby, I'm just warming up for you. Sometimes I fantasize, I come and stay the night. We take off all our clothes, it's steaming up my mind. You know just what to do, you make me feel so good. Boy, I'm so into you, this feels so fucking good. This feels so fucking good. This feels so fucking good. This feels so fucking good, 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 good. If you guys are liking this music, it's brand new. Soon to be released. We'll see.
Whew. All right. I overheard a little bit. No 2 stars. I was just going to ask you about some of the lyrics on that.
On the last song?
No, actually on 2 stars.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, now that you're talking about it, of course we'll do the song. What would you like to know about those lyrics?
Was there someone in particular you were writing those for?
No, actually, it's really odd. I wrote that song just based on a complete just concept idea of like star-crossed lovers and just how we are made up of just like atoms and we are stars technically, you know? And so I was just going on some tangent of thinking of what that would be like. And also being a musician, long-distance relationships are very congruent to what we do. Every single relationship is pretty much like a long-distance relationship. So it's kind of about, I guess, me as well in relationships, how I feel. But as the song has progressed, I feel like it's taken its own new meaning. Now it's about like Amanda and I being 2 twins and 2 stars, and the fact that we get to perform together and we see so much of each other as being twins. We're kind of almost like psychically connected, that this song is just about being open and to that like love for each other as sisters, and also just being able to create like that.
Yeah, I feel like that tune it took us a while. There was a Blackmail song that inspired us to write the hook of it. And I feel like we brought it to the guys, and then this concept came from that. I was kind of like, okay, I'm done in this writing session. And Jenny came home and had written a lot of the main bulk of the verse, and it went right with what the hook was, which I think the song is about. Yes, obviously us being particles of light, and just how amazing the human form, just in general, like life is all these atoms, and I mean that's just crazy to think of. But it's also just about being open, like the lyric, like finally I can see, finally I'm wide open. It's about like being open to all of those possibilities and just allowing yourself to be as like open as possible, not closing yourself to the world.
Yeah, I wondered if there was a part that came from having been closed previously and trying to change
I think
that.
so, yeah. I think that's a big piece of it. Like,
Definitely.
we put up barriers, and I'm realizing this now more as a musician. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, well, why do you put up those barriers? And I think sometimes we like live in our own bubbles up here on the stage, and like people will come onto the stage, and you're kind of like, oh, whoa, like this is my, my little office. But I think you have to be open, especially when you want to write music and share your. People want to hear how raw and real that is versus like the wall of, blocking off all those emotions.
Fun. So Josh, now that you have your rubber ducky, the pirate guy.
Yeah, I was feeling emotional. I wanted a little company back here.
When they brought the song 2 Stars to you, how did you incorporate your music into that?
Well, to be honest, it was actually Aaron that got his hands on it first, and I was kind of like the post of it all. I was detached from the writing process, which just depends on what the song is, but I'm usually a part of it, and I'm kind of like involved in the emotion somehow. But I was actually pretty detached from this one and got a really good bass from them, and it was a beautiful thing that I just felt like I just put a little sparkle on. I didn't really have to just pull it one way or the other because they had already really accomplished such a beautiful thing, and I just fell right in with it,
That is so sweet.
I don't really know
Aww.
All right, well, what song are we going to hear now?
I mean, I feel like now we should do 2 stars because we're talking about it, so we probably should.
All right, well, that's
Why
also
not? I
available
love
on
this song.
Spotify. I was just listening to it on Spotify on the way over. So if anyone wants to hear it there too, they can.
Spotify. Plug Spotify.
Right.
Follow us
You could
on
be
Spotify.
number 111.
This is live.
We are the scattered particles. We're spread all over this galaxy. Gravity and space collide. We are explosive light. Two castaways in a foreign place, without a map to navigate. But this is how it's supposed to be. It's just the start of our story. And we were 2 stars across the neon sky. No matter where we are, you can see our light. And we were 2 stars across the neon sky. No matter where we are, we'll be side by side. Finally I can see. Finally I'm wide open. Finally you can see me. You can see me. Finally I can see. And I'm wide open. You say so much without saying anything. You can see right into me. It's that unspoken love. We are the scattered particles. We're spread all over this galaxy. In gravity and space collide. We are explosive light. Two castaways in a foreign place, without a map to navigate. But this is how it's supposed to be. It's just the start of our story. And we were 2 stars across the neon sky. Finally our light, and we were two stars across the neon sky. No matter where we are, we'll be side by side. Finally I can see, finally I'm wide open. Finally you can see me, you can see me. Finally I can see, I'm wide open. You say so much without saying anything. You can see right into me. You say so much without saying anything. You say so much. You say so much. You can see right away that we were two stars. You can see right, and we were two stars. You can see right. Don't try to talk me out of it. Say what you will, this all feels perfect. I don't wanna wake up from this dream. Baby, remember this is where it began. Never gonna look back and regret it. All I know is that I won't ever forget. Never gonna look back and regret it. All I know is that I won't ever forget it. Right here in my arms, it's all I ever wanted, more than you can know. So let's stay right here, right here in my arms, wrapped up in your charm, baby, right here, wrapped up in your charm, right here in my arms, right here in my arms. It's all I ever wanted, more than you can know. Don't try to talk me out of this. See what you feel, this all is perfect. I don't wanna wake up from this dream. Baby, remember this is where it began. I'm never gonna look back and regret it. All I know is that I won't ever forget it. Never gonna look back and regret it. you in my arms. It's all I ever wanted, more than you could know.
I love chatting with you guys.
It's
been
really fun
forever.
being back.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I mentioned before we went on air some of the fun things I wanted to ask you about.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, yes.
I was cramming for these all night.
All right. Tell me the first concert you went to.
Well, I was about 10 years old, I think, maybe 11.
We drove to Seattle.
We drove to Seattle and we saw New Kids on the Block.
This is so unfair. You guys have
NKOTB.
both of you were there together.
And I think Debbie Gibson was there too.
Yeah, she was the opener.
I'm totally dating us right now. Like, all these college kids are like, who the hell is that?
They know Justin Timberlake. Come on.
Yeah, New Kids on the Block. Let's rock. It's Christmas time, you know? Gonna celebrate it with the rhyme. You remember that one? What?
All right, Josh.
So the first concert I remember is this super hippie like reggae festival at the Gorge that my parents took me to, and it was like this all-day event, and I just remember everybody walking around in their barefoot and listen. I just was blown away by the people, and that was my first concert. It was Hippie Fest.
Makes sense. He's a hippie, if anybody knows him. Oh, wait. I
Granola.
thought you meant hipster. Oh, shit.
Oh,
Stuff.
yeah.
Stuff.
stuff.
Sorry.
Okay. I think there's always at least one, either a slip or you guys try and make me blush.
Every
Sometimes
time.
both.
Yeah.
Every time.
We're good at that, actually. The slip and the blush.
That's your next album, right? Slip and Blush.
Actually, that's what it's called. How did you know that? Slip and blush.
Well, tell me, what do you have coming up next?
Well, Amanda and I are here for another week. We've been living in LA for the last 2 years. This is our 2-year anniversary this month. And we're going to be heading back down there. We have a couple shows that we are preparing for to sing with other artists. We're working with an artist named Animal. Lila Rose was her other artist name, but she has now since switched to Animal. And Amanda and I are singing a bunch of backups for her on a little chunk of her tour. And we're just really trying to finish the record. We've recorded about 20 songs that are ready, and we are trying to find a really good mixer, which I think we might have found
Yeah,
potentially.
Josh has been doing like the bulk of the mixing and the Aaron and him both producing the tracks, of course. But Josh has really taken on such a huge beast by just spending countless hours trying to get these mixes right. And we're kind of in the final stages. I feel like we're about 75% there, which feels good because, you know, as most of us artists know, it feels like a village just to release a record. So
And it took us 5 years to release our last record, so I feel like we're moving a lot quicker. Like, we wrote this in June and then again in November, and it's way closer to being done than any of those other songs were, that took 5 years. So that's amazing.
yeah,
Yay,
Pat-
Josh.
Joshy.
My approach is a little different. The one that's in the trenches actually making it happen. They say 75%. I say like 17%. But it's only because our expectations get bigger every time. Like, the music's there and the songs are there. It's just like we just want it to be so pro, and it's just a matter of finding the resources in order to do that. So
We're working on it.
Realist.
Now, tell me,
Sugar
realist,
coater.
how do you know when a song's actually done? When you decide, all right, this is complete, we're putting it on a
We
record.
never know.
when you hate it so much, you don't want to work on it anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So true.
that's honestly, I don't know any piece of work I've ever put out that I didn't hate by the time I released it. And then once you let it go, and then later you fall back in love with it, and you accept whether or not it was where you wanted it to be, and you can narrow that gap over time. The better you get at it. So.
Love-hate relationship.
Yeah, but it's
Absolutely.
you have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, the process itself, I feel like it just takes away sometimes from the artistic side of being just, trying to generate the guts that go into the music. But then, you have this other side that we were talking about this the other day. For Josh, that is the guts of the music. Like for us, sometimes Jenny and I are like, oh, it's that melody line and that lyric and it's perfect. And he's like, we're not there yet.
That's pretty much us in a nutshell. We're always like, it's done. He's like, we don't even have the words done yet. What are you talking about?
So tell me, what is band practice like, particularly now that you're in LA? How does that work?
Non-existent.
We did have 2 practices this week, which was really fun because we played at the Star Theater and we knew we were playing here as well. So we were like, oh, we probably should practice. You know, back in the day, we used to practice like 5 days a week, and we just get so consumed in it. We just write a bunch of music through practices. And now Amanda and I find ourselves right before we go on tour, we'll do like a week of practicing. But because we've been on the road for the last 4 months and played, 55 shows since January, I feel like a lot of it's really dialed in already. So when it comes to her and I as a duo, so when we were able to get Josh in, and he had to take on a lot of new sounds, and just kind of, because Aaron couldn't make it this week, took on a huge role. So I'm really grateful that he did that. But I think that it's very imperative that we practice to make sure that we can sound somewhat tight.
We were thinking we could like Skype practice, but that doesn't really work from 2,000 miles away or something. So yeah, we just jam it in. We're gonna rehearse this week again, and then come back in June for that show and do a bunch of just cramming. And fortunately, we haven't played a lot together, so sometimes like after festival season, we're like, we'll see you in a month. Like I love you, but now it's totally different for us because when we see each other and rehearse, we're like, man, we really like each other. Like we should do this more often. We're a band.
And also the process is a little different now with the genre change. Over time, we've spent a lot more like work in the studio and trying to achieve a sound, and less in a rehearsal space with live instruments, trying to create it on our own. We're creating this, and it's something that we can share with each other over the internet, whether we're at any parts in the world. So that kind of breaks up our process a little differently, and it's a little bit easier to catch up and be like, hey, let's go play, and so.
Yeah.
How often do you guys send stuff to each other now instead of being live in person? Do you actually send things via the phone or email?
We definitely, Josh does a lot of mixing and sends me tracks to listen to all the time. Or when we were in Hawaii, he cleaned up all the tracks and made them super nice so we could have them and perform some of this more electronic set instead of just stripping it down to acoustic. So definitely we're sending stuff all the time. Like he works a lot with Marmoset now, so he's doing other music and working with a lot of other artists too, so I get to hear that as well. He'll send me those tracks, and I'll be like, dang it, this beat is so good, but it's already taken. Damn. He's like, we'll move here, huh? Get back here.
We may spend the summer in Portland. We're working it out. We're navigating.
That's public now.
Yeah, I think we may.
It's been in the airwaves.
We have our
now.
house here, and we've been going back and forth a lot, and plus traveling. Our next tour that Jenny and I are booking is to Nashville, so we're going to be doing the lower half of the states, which we did for South by. So we're getting really familiar with that territory, which, like I said, just brand new for us, because there's a lot of these artists out here that we started out with that we were touring just as much as they were, but then we stopped touring, and they've just continued to tour. And I'm like, oh, that's us now again. We can be like, we're on tour. But the next one I'm planning to book for us is through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, and Tennessee to get to Nashville. So, we're excited. It's just like a lot of driving. Your butt feels pretty asleep after all those miles, but you still get up and perform because you want to like share the gift. So, and we see our Tahoe out there, just give it a little honkaroony.
And we kind of got like the touring bug again. So it's like being back out there, it lit a fire, and that's a huge side of performing that I love. And like Amanda was saying, some artists don't really enjoy touring, and me being out there, even if we're playing to like 10 people that we didn't know at all, it's still really great to me. And it just made me have like this passion again for being out there. And I think that Amanda and I become kind of like this fine-oiled machine. Like we get up, we make our smoothies, we, split up the drives, we have everything, our snacks and all the things we need. And it just feels so much easier sometimes on the road than it does at home, which tells me that I need to be out on the road more.
Let's back up and talk about some of that road prep you go through.
Oh God, we're like our own little sweatshop. Like before the tours, we're always, because we do everything in house. So like Josh is doing the either recording or mixing, and then he's sending us that, and then we're, we do burn CDs like through the professional system as well. But this last year we've just been doing bootleg burned albums, and so we literally have like we're cutting inlays, we're stacking
Burning
up all of
discs.
our merchandise. We literally become this. Our own like little mini sweatshop, just trying to make things happen as quick as possible before we get out there. And it's interesting because it feels like we can take a breath once it's all planned, but it's definitely that last week before we go out, we're just,
Scurrying.
yes, chickens with our heads cut off.
Very
So-
much. You don't want to be there that week. It's not that fun.
My mom's always like, oh, okay, you guys got this. Don't worry.
So besides putting together the actual like merch and CDs and whatnot, what do you do in the way of prep for tour? Like getting your snacks and socks and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we pack all of our clothes and we try to bring as many snacks as we can. Kind Snacks sponsors us, so they give us a bunch of cases of Kind bars, and Yerba Mate also sponsors us.
Yeah,
so they've
Gayaku
been,
just started sponsoring us, so shout out. We love the Yerbs for life.
so a lot of it is that, the Kind Snacks and the Yerba Mate, and then Man and I do like protein shakes, so we'll just make a bunch of like green drinks and
We like meal prep and get the the healthy stuff going. It's really easy to fall off on the road. I think that you have to really like prepare that to stay sustainable. Otherwise, you're just like this lush who's eating everything crappy you can find around you.
it's true.
But if you like focus it in, I mean, it just makes it that much like getting up and doing the same thing every day is a lot less monotonous when you've got it planned out. So, yeah.
What do you do for prep, Josh, to go on tour?
Yeah, I let out a lot of tears first, bang on a lot of knobs and spin some filters and faders and whatnot. Most of it's music for me. Like if the mix isn't right, if the music isn't right, if the transitions aren't good or anything like that, I'm not happy. So they focus a little bit more on some of the more, I don't know, not holistic's not the right word, but like nurturing elements of it, and I'm focusing way more on the science and the nerdy and the like. I stress really hard on that, and so that's why we work well together, is because I forget about that, and they take care of my body, and I take care of the music, and it works out well. Yeah, so
He's like, oh, wait, I have to eat? Oh, yeah, okay.
So who decides what's played in the van?
Josh, I mean, if Josh is in the van, he'll give us, he has just better playlists. It's just the way it is, but.
we all have really similar tastes in music, so that's not really like a huge problem for us.
Yeah, we don't argue about that. We're more like, oh, this is sweet. What's this? But he does bring a lot of the like really schlumpy, grimy music that maybe Jenny and I are like, who the hell's this? And he's
But we
like-
love it.
And we love it, but he's, he knows all that. It's like, I was just saying to you earlier, he did his first event here in town, Basque, which is going to be once a month here in Portland. And I think it's going to be at the Bit House Saloon each time. But crushed it last night, and there was all these different artists, and it was just diverse enough that each one had their own, like, it's kind of what you want for every single show, like someone to bring in their own fan base, but the music mesh just well enough that it doesn't have to, like, you're not like, oh, this sounds exactly the same as the person beforehand, and so you don't get bored. So last night was really crazy. It was such an eclectic mix of people, and I mean, it was like the super cool kids to like the old school hippies in there, and I was just like really proud of him because there's not a lot of shows in this town that has such a diverse demographic, and it was the first one, so be on the lookout. Basque, Bit House Saloon.
Where can people find out more about it?
You can go Bass PDX on both Facebook and Instagram. They're definitely things that I just started, so social media is not like super hype, but there's actually been a lot more response in person and just the community and people in general, which is what inspired me to do this and keep going. So yeah, you can check in at Bass PDX on Instagram and Facebook, but also just talk to people that are out and about, because people were talking about it and wanted to be involved, and that's kind of how I think people showed up last night. Was I didn't do a ton of promotion on the internet, let's just say that, which is a new thing, because most of the time that's what I obsess over it. But actually, I guess people actually want to hang out and talk about things and share, and so I'm just trying to tap back into that.
Well, that, and it wasn't just music, I like the fact that there's so many different eclectic outlets. Like, we normally like to have a live painter or like dancers, but Josh actually had not only just musicians, but there were spoken word poets. There was people that were singing like heartfelt soul music, and then like gangster rappers, like, that were just getting so hard and like turning the place up so lit. I was like, I'm tired. It's time for me to go home. But then there was like fashion. There was a woman there that had her own clothing line that was just beautiful, and then a tarot reader. So, keeping it in the more like the mystical side. And then there was this beautiful dancer, and she just like blew everyone away. And it reminded me of like old school days when you're like, circle around for the cipher, and like this place was pretty packed, but they all opened up the main floor for this girl to dance, and she just annihilated it. I was like, man, then that's what I mean, is though it was such a diverse lineup that it kept you very interested. You stepped away for a minute, but then you'd come back and be like, oh, this is something new. This is great.
Awesome. All right, what song are we going to hear next?
Gemini Feed.
Yeah, let's do it.
This song is called Gemini Feed. I'll just shout out to all the crazy Geminis out there.
Oh, yes. We see you. Open up your eyes. There's nothing in my body left to say. I tried 1,000 times. I tried to say I love you, but you didn't hear me. And you're passive aggressive. Convinced me other people didn't care about me. And you're passive aggressive. You're passive aggressive. You're passive aggressive. And to think you would get me to the altar, like I follow you around like a dog that needs water, but admitted that you wanted me smaller. If you wanna let me grow, you wouldn't care, my love. Oh, to my two thighs, I still want you to kiss them 'cause they're lonely. And why are you so surprised when I said I miss you, but you didn't hear me? And you're so depressive. You and me together, we were Gemini feed, and we were so depressive. We were so depressive. We were so depressive. And to think you would get me to the altar, like I follow you around like a dog that needs water, but admitted that you wanted me smaller. If you would've let me grow, you wouldn't care, my love. Oh, 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 hey, yeah. Oh, 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 hey, yeah. And to think you would get me to the altar, like I follow you around like a dog that needs water, but admitted that you wanted me smaller. If you wanna let me grow, you couldn't care, my love. And I think you would get me to the altar, like I follow you around like a dog that needs water, but admitted that you wanted me smaller. If you would've let me grow, you couldn't care, my love. This is a song called Never Be Found. Frustrated thoughts, frustrated with you, frustrated with me. I fell so quickly. You were so easy to love. No matter the cost, no matter the loss, I was there with you. You can try to deflect, say that I was perfect, but baby, this ain't working. You act as if you wanna be free. Well, free to you is locked in a cage. You act as if you can see. Well, baby, what was lost will never be found again. Never be found. Never be found again. Never be found. Never be found again. Eyes on the table, I was unable. Green lines, blind eyes, you were so easy to love. All the time in the world, felt like I was enabled. By the time I found out you were unstable, I'm thinking
this twisted life, but unaware of it. I forgot what it was like to feel in love, stuck inside this twisted life, but unaware of it. Unaware. Never be found, never be found again. Never be found, never be found again.
Shout out to this new music. I love it.
2 minutes left, so just want to make sure you get all the plugs in you want to.
Oh, yes. Well, I guess the big plug is just Spotify. We've talked about it a few times. Go follow us, Acoustic Minds or the AM. And yeah, just shout out to Aaron, who couldn't be here with us. We miss you, bud. And to Josh for hooking up all these super silky beats for us while we're playing. But other than that, yeah, just be on the lookout for the brand new music. Hoping to be releasing a single here in the next few months. Just, again, working with the final stages of vocal mixing, etc. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. You can always check us out, theammusic.com. I know our schedule's up there as well. And hopefully going to be doing some videos here soon. I feel like that's another thing we're trying to work on. Jenny and I have been talking to a video guy down in LA, see if we can start to do a few more of that. So thanks for videoing this, because I feel like one more video under our belt. Shout out to the video guys, our
whole
sound
crew.
people.
Yay.
You guys are awesome.
PSU TV, Portland State Professional Sound. You guys are amazing.
So
Crushing.
awesome. Thank you guys.
And of course, have to thank Sesame Donuts for hooking us up with free donuts today.
Yum.
And Fender for giving us cool gear like these monitors.
Heck yeah.
Thanks, Fender.
Here you go. Before you guys go, can you do a station drop? This is Acoustic Minds listening to KPSU.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go ahead.
This is Acoustic Minds listening to KPSU.
Beautiful. I love that. Yeah.
I got it.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks
All
for
right.
having us.
Thank you. All right. We've got time for one more question, so I'm going to ask the random one we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
First album you ever bought for yourself?
This is so funny. Boys to Men. It was my Boys to Men, the 2 album. My sister and I were in a trio R&B group when we were in middle school and high school, and you could find us at any given corner or bathroom singing 3-part harmony Boys to Men songs everywhere we went.
Oh, yeah. We also...
No,
Yeah,
3. There are
well, there
3
was
of
a
us.
third.
Yeah,
But
our friend Summer.
I feel like the other one was the Tori Amos Boys for Pele, which my mom was like, "Are you okay? Like, this stuff is really dark." I still love music like that, though. It's like, even when I was young. But Boys to Men, for sure, that's like the feel-good harmony music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were also really into like Belle Biv DeVoe and all of the like just trio groups that sing harmony.
SWV. I
Yeah.
loved SWV. Still love SWV. Where are they? Come
Where
back.
are those ladies? What about you?
I didn't purchase this album, but the first album that I really took like notice to was actually Tupac, All Eyes on Me, because my brother thought that he was hard and would listen to it while he was lifting weights, and I just fell in love with it and would have to like secretly listen to it because it was highly inappropriate for my age. I was probably like 8 or something. What was it, like 96 or something, 95 when it came out, somewhere around there, and I was very young. But
So he was 3.
yeah, no. I was 8, you guys. I was 6 or 7 or 8 somewhere.
One of those age
You take the
brackets.
guess. It's like the Spotify followers. 6, 7.
Tupac is a great album.
Yeah, it will never drop from my playlist. So
Very nice. Okay, I think we've got 2 minutes. Do you have a 2-minute song?
Sure, we can do like a quick.
Piece of a song.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do it. This one's called Favorite Dysfunction. Just got out of a relationship. Wrote this song about the person.
Shout out KPSU for having us. DJ Rochelle, you're the best.
Your love is like a chemical, can't tell love from down. My body on reaction, my feet float off the ground. The animal attraction, it was almost primal. A chemical reaction, almost criminal. And if I fell for it once again, lips, legs, bodies never ran. Your love is so criminal. I take a bullet for you, baby. I'm addicted to your crazy. Your love is so criminal. I take a bullet for you, baby. I'm addicted to your crazy. You ready for it? I just can't seem to let it go. I just can't seem to let it go. Seem to let it go. Go, go. Our love was so toxic, we were out of control, consuming every part of me. Connection so powerful. Our timing wasn't right. You weren't ready. If only for the night. I just want you next to me. And if I fell for it once again, lips, my body's never ran. Your love is so criminal. I'll take a bullet for you, baby. I'm addicted to your crazy. Your love is so criminal. I'll take a bullet for you, baby. I'm addicted to your crazy. I just can't seem to let it go. You're my favorite dysfunctional. I just can't seem to let it go. Seem to let it go. I just can't. No, I just can't seem to let it go. I just can't. No, you're my favorite dysfunctional. No, 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 no. You're my favorite dysfunctional.
And thank you, Acoustic Minds, for the wonderful in studio. Thank you for everyone tuning in.